Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining Deep Listening Tuesday with Fifth House Ensemble. And I'm Grace. I'm the oboist with Fifth House. I'm your host today. And we have here Kelsey, our violinist, Alessandro, clarinet. We have Hareen, our founding cellist, and Mason, our violist. And we have lovely Karen. So good to see you. And we have Parker. He is running the stream, and he's actually out of town, but he still make it happen wherever he is. So thank you, Parker, for all you do. um, and of course, we would love to give our thanks to Leila and Brian Pertl, who's our mentors up in Wisconsin, in Appleton. So thank you, and we miss you guys. And yes, Karen just said mobile boiler room. Yes, he moves around. But we're always here at 9:30 on Tuesday and Thursdays. So if you're joining us from YouTube, so good to have you here. And we're here Tuesday and Thursdays. And happy Veterans Day. I don't know if you have a family members who's veteran. Yes, my grandpa was also veteran, and Karen just said, "Your dad?" Yeah.
I was in an army band.
Ooh.
And my dad and my stepmom were both in the band as well.
Wow. Well, happy Veterans Day to all the veterans, and thanks for your services. And yeah, we'll get to. There was something, the text score that I thought when I was thinking about Veterans Day and how we can, it just kind of relates to our life these days, and just remembering my grandpa and who passed away a couple of years ago. So we'll get to that a little later. But first, if you can just stand up, we can move around a little bit, just do a stretch. So if you want to just kind of stretch, it's here in Chicago. It's been gorgeous past a week or two. The weather's been just amazing. And now today is actually raining and cold. So I think the winter is coming in Chicago. I'm not ready for it yet. So it's good to stretch a bit. Okay. And I thought we could do, we've done this a few times. First time it was with Leila Pertl, as she introduced to us. And I know Hareen did a couple weeks ago, I think she did it. So we're expressing yourself and with a movement. And I thought today we could express what music means to you. We always say everyone has a birthright. Leila said that it's a birthright to everyone to be a musician and enjoy the music. And all sounds are music. And I just wanted to think about what is music to us individually. What does that mean to you? And express that with a movement. And once you have your movement, look at the screen and see someone else's movement and add on to your movement. And pick someone else and add on to your third move. And we're slowly back to, we'll take one at a time. So take out the last one you added and continue with the other first two movements. And then we'll take out the second one. And just continue with your own movement when you started. And then just kind of slow down and finish with your movement. And if you need to stretch, I know if there's like arm movements, or if your arms are tired, your legs. Okay. Why don't we take 3 big gulps to finish it? I'm just gonna take all that good energy. I'm gonna take 3 big gulps and put it onto your body. Remember, we're taking all the positive energies around you and putting it into your body. Keep breathing. Okay. You can have a seat if you're done. So I'm curious if you'd like to explain or what your thoughts when you were expressing yourself through a movement, what music meant to you. If anybody would like to share. Or was there a moment that you actually saw someone else's movement and interpreted it in yourself in your own way, and then you added on to the meaning of music to yourself?
I noticed that Grace's movement and my movement were very similar, though on different angles, different perspectives. So that was interesting.
Just curiosity, what was your what were you thinking?
I was thinking how music, to me, really is born from within and then expands outwards. And yeah, it occupies a bigger space after it's born inside.
Thank you. Mine was balancing. I think the music just balances my life. Just in general, it's a work, it's a love my life, It's, it's something that it keeps me in joy, sometimes terrified. And it's just like, just got everything, all the emotions, and it just balances my life. So that's why you probably didn't see my foot, but I was doing a tree pose. So my lower body was, yes, busy too. Anybody else? Yes, Karen.
I also thought about balance. I was thinking about how it creates balance and joy and playfulness and healing.
And healing. Absolutely. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. I don't think I've never really asked myself what is music means to me, to myself. We always think about what we can do as a musician because we perform. We always think about like what we can do for other people or in the audience and things like that. But, I don't know. I thought it might be a good time to just also think about what it means to us in here. So thank you. I was thinking, so we actually had, I am currently in a residency with Deborah's Place. It's one of our residencies that we do. And we did one of the tech scores. It involves the silence. And when we asked after the tech score, we asked, so what did you feel? Did you hear the silence, or where were your minds? And she said, blank. She said like she completely emptied her mind and she was in a blank state. And I was like, wow. I don't think I don't know. I try to remember when was the last time my mind was completely blank. Right? Even if when there's a silence and we try to meditate, like even try to like do yoga or like meditate, like the other thoughts are like wandering and it just kind of goes into your mind and it starts like wandering off. And I don't think I've never really, it's really hard to make your mind just blank. So I thought we could try to do that today. Just emptying ourselves and fill with something that you want to fill it with. And it could be, since it's Veterans Day, so if there is a people that you want to remember, you can fill with their memories. You can fill with their names, their life, or it could be just simple as what you want to do. What do you want to do? It can be just simple as what you want to do today, or this week, or in your life. So we're just making a new slate. So if you want, we can turn off camera. And you can be any position you want. You can lie down. If upside down makes you comfortable, upside down, or sway back side by side, or stand, sitting, any position that you feel comfortable. And I want you to imagine think about where all your memories or feelings, where does it come from? Is it from your heart? Or does it come from your brain, your mind? Try to figure out the source of your thoughts. And we are all going to poke a little hole It's not a big one, it's just going to be a small hole. And through that hole, you're going to let out all the random thoughts or emotions, or what you have in your mind through that little hole. Just let it out one by one until there is nothing left. While you're doing it, see if you can be close to being silent. And while you're emptying, just enjoy the silence. Once your mind is empty, see if you can stay in that blank state of your mind, or even if it's only 5 seconds. And we're now going to reverse the action that we just did. We're going to feel our heart, mind, your brain, your body. You're going to fill with anything that you want it to be filled with. It could be a memory of someone. It could be the list of things that you want to accomplish today. It could be the positive thoughts. Anything you want. And one by one, once you filled in your mind, just look inside yourself. and notice who you are. What's important to you. And what you like. Discover yourself. And when you're done, you can slowly come back to the screen. Okay. I want to just open the floor if anybody would like to share.
I really liked that. When you asked who is kind of like in control of the like feelings and thoughts, is it the heart or the brain? It reminded me of this like little comic that I follow of like a heart and a brain, and they're like, I don't know, do you get, yeah. I love that comic so much because it's I don't know, I couldn't decide who was in charge. It felt like they both were. And then also when you said like poke a hole and let all your feelings out. For some reason, like my hole or like the hole that I poked was like so small. So like the feelings like did not want to come out. And it was like interesting. It's just interesting that that's like where, yeah, awkward Yeti. I love awkward Yeti so much. Anyway, like my feelings and thoughts, like they were so cramped in it was like a pin cushion type of hole. It was just interesting that that's like where I was like at the time that we were doing this. So yeah, I liked it. It was really good.
Thank you for sharing, Kelsey. I don't know the comic, but I'm going to search it like after this. Awkward Yeti.
So good. I'll post it somewhere.
Okay. But I hear you. You know, sometimes our mind is just so packed with many things that it's hard to just detangle what's in our mind and let it go. But yeah, I totally hear you. Yeah.
There's something interesting that I have been, well, I guess working on, like the feeling of my heartbeat. For the longest time, I had to make a conscious effort, like, or even put my hand in my chest and try to feel my heart. So it's becoming more that I can actually feel my heartbeat constantly now, or at least more present than before. But the point I want to make is when my mind got into a more peaceful state right away, then I noticed that my body kind of slowly followed that energy. So yeah, it brings to the idea that we also should work in our minds constantly, train them to just slow down and be in control of your emotions a little more, or at least be more aware of emotions, because that affects directly in our bodies.
Yeah, Alessandro, thanks for mentioning the heartbeat because I'm wearing a headphone. Literally, while I'm doing this, even I was just narrating, I could feel that my heartbeat was slowing down. I could hear it literally through my headphone. I can feel it. And then as I was filling in my mind with the thoughts that I wanted to, and then it starts at the speed went up. So that was something interesting. Yeah. But I think that's part of what the benefit of, like being in control, like you're controlling your mind and know who, what you're doing. Just be mindful of who you are and what's inside. That kind of calms you down, and then it just affects your body. So thank you for mentioning that. Anybody else like to? Yeah, I was actually thinking my grandpa who passed away a couple of years ago, and I think it's all started. My daughter, she's 7 years old, and she actually got to see him when he was in hospital, like a couple of months before he actually passed away in Korea. And I think she's old enough to remember that image, and I think it really stuck in her mind that she still talks about him, and oftentimes she says she misses him, even though there was only a couple times that she saw him because she lives in Korea. And every time around Halloween, Day of the Dead, because she's in the Spanish immersion school, that they celebrate the Day of the Dead, and she wanted to make altar for him, and it's just so we've been working on that past month, and also because she remembers him as with uniforms, military uniform, because that's the big picture that we have in our house. So it's been I've been thinking about him a lot, and today I got to just kind of fill my mind with him and his memories. So yeah, I hope and I think this is just a good exercise you can do any time of the day when you feel like you're just not in control of yourself, and just like sit down for a minute and just kind of look into your mind and know who you are, who's in charge. And Kelsey, I love how you said that you didn't really quite tell if it's your heart or brain by hearing, but it doesn't matter whichever it's coming from. It's all you. It's all part of you. So just knowing who you are and letting it go, and just aware of where you are. I think it's a good exercise. And yeah. So thank you, everyone. And I hope you all have a great rest of Thursday and Friday and weekends. And we'll be back on Tuesday at 9:30 next week. So have a great weekend, and thanks for joining us today. Bye.